All right, so spring is in the books. Good night. Nobody got hurt. Some good, some bad, some ugly. I thought the players competed well. Held Surratt and Fisher, who both kind of dinged up their knees the last practice, but nothing that will, it's not a long-term thing. And like I told the players, when we come back in the fall, it's on, it's real, and we need our good players to play good every single day, every single rep, every single drill. Spring ball's over. So we'll get out what we put in. We got a chance to be as good as we want to be, and we just got to keep improving. We got to have a great summer, great fall camp, etc. So we got a long way to go. We're not there yet, but you can see who we got 6 or 7 guys that have the potential to be good team leaders. Got good players out there. We need depth in some areas. You'll probably ask me which ones. I'm not going to necessarily point those out. I'll let you figure it out on your own. But it was good competition. So, good spring.
Matt, on your left in this.
Coach, Kaylan Black's a guy that's been with you for a while. Did some really good things out there tonight. Just your thoughts on how he's done in spring and how he's kind of progressed since you first got him till now.
Yeah, high energy guy. He's always started camp real well early in the year. Just staying healthy has kind of been his deal. He's got good speed. He's got a lot of juice, and he's been with us a long time. He's a Virginia Tech commit out of high school, and hurt an ankle, and I don't know what happened, but he ended up with us at JMU.
Yeah, can you compare where you are coming out of spring today versus a year ago? Anything that you feel better about than you did last year at this time? Anything that stands out from this spring camp versus last year? What you went through?
That's a hard question. What I'll say about this team is we have a lot of the pieces that we need. If those pieces play to their full potential consistently, day in, day out, play in, play out, right? Spring sometimes you don't tackle till this day here, and you're managing guys, sort of making sure the key ones, don't get dinged up or injured in spring ball. And but in fall you got to cut them loose. There's some positions probably where we might look a little stronger right now, but. I don't think there's a particular area we're extremely deficient.
Right in front of the top.
Yeah, Coach, on Fernando, what are maybe 2 or 3 things you felt that he really got the most out of or progressed in the most areas during the spring here with you?
Yeah. I thought he had a really good last week. Now, I'm not, I haven't watched tonight's film, okay, so I'm going to take tonight out of the mix. But I thought his last 3 practices, one of which was a scrimmage, he made major strides. And it really started to click. And I felt really good before the scrimmage where we were there with him. And I think Alberto had a good spring too.
Elijah Hardy once again demonstrated his opportunism tonight. He's, I'm sure, going to get more of a chance to play this year than he did last year. How did you see him grow during the spring? And obviously, what does he add to your defense?
Well, about halfway through the season, he was the starter in our trio package, which is 3 linebacker defense to 12 personnel, 2 tight end sets. So really, he was a starter the last half of the season. He's been a starter all spring. And he, just like Fernando, his last week of spring was really, really good. And that's how we need him to play when he comes back in the fall. He's got a lot of talent.
And I know, in the past we've kind of talked about how EJ's had trouble staying on the field for you for extended periods of time. How was he in that aspect, I guess, this spring? How was he able to progress this spring? And I guess, where do you see him being able to come into – what position do you see him coming into fall camp for you guys?
Yeah, well, right now, we have 3 veteran receivers that have done it on Saturday at the P4 level. Surratt, Cooper, and EJ. And they all took turns playing in the slot when Mekhi Jackson tweaked his hamstring before practice 4 and never returned. And then when we lost our Michigan guy to the non-contact knee, Tyler Morris, and Becker made progress. And I also thought that the freshman, Bond, made progress. And we've got Chandler coming in. So I'm counting on Jackson coming back, which will help our depth. And EJ made plays all spring long. And with EJ, it's not having the mental lapse here and there, missed assignment here and there, that kind of thing. But I'm counting on him having a huge year for us. You know, he's a big target with great body control, excellent ball skills, and he's a threat.
Sam on your left, and Zach B.
Coach, you mentioned LeBron Bond as one of the young guys who stood out. What other guys on defense and secondary? I think Byron Baldwin made a nice play, and then a couple of the younger receivers too. Which freshmen stood out to you tonight?
Well, you know, I think all the freshmen have a long way to go. We have a lot of them, and when you compare the freshmen, when you've been used to like the COVID extra year guys, for instance, and you're in the portal, you're coaching 25, 24, 23-year-old kids. You forget what coaching 17, 18-year-old kids is like, especially ones that come in and enroll in school in January, right, in the NIL era. So we've got some talented guys that'll be good players at this level, but we got a lot of them got to grow up. But I thought Bond gave us a really good effort, practice in, practice out, and certainly Byron Baldwin. You know, he flies around. He's got a lot of talent, likes contact, good ball skills. You know, there's others too, but you know, freshmen, generally speaking, when they come in and go through spring ball, it's very developmental for them, and they're a lot better when they come back in August.
Zach B on your right, and Daniel.
Coach, you talked about Elijah Hardy, but what have you seen from the linebackers as a whole this spring?
Well, you know, we all know what Fish is, and Hardy, and Isaiah Jones is a veteran and savvy guy, can play two positions. And after that, we got to develop some more depth.
Daniel in front, and then Jim.
Slot receiver spot, when you're moving guys outside to in, what are some of the challenges there?
Just learning their assignment, you know, splits, little things like that. But really, most guys should be able to play on the left side, right side, and in the slot. You know, even the guys that have never lined up at what we call H in the slot have played in the slot because in season we'll move guys around. And, you know, who do we think runs this route the best or can get open deep on this route the best? So, you know, it's not that complicated that they can't learn it. The only one that didn't work in this slot was Charlie Becker.
Jim on your right, last one.
Curt, especially for spring, the offense looked kind of pretty sharp. All three quarterbacks looked good. And you have a number of guys that made pop plays with Kaylan Black getting a great run, Roman Hemby, some great plays, as well as BB and Omar Cooper. Does you feel like you've got more individual players that can make plays this year on their own?
Well, either we got more playmakers on offense or we don't have very good tacklers on defense. It's one or the other.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.